There are many ways to avoid starvation in a survival situation in the desert if you know what to look for. Finding wild edibles in the desert can be a tricky thing, but with the proper knowledge, you won't starve. Here is a list of 10 plants you can eat in the desert.
Barrel cactus. Nearly all parts of the barrel cactus are edible, minus the thorny outer skin of the cactus itself. It appears as spherical cacti that can be encountered while wandering the Mojave wasteland. They usually form in groups, with one large barrel cactus that contains the fruit surrounded by several smaller cacti. The barrel cactus has long, curved spines on the body, but the fruit are, completely, 100%, spine-free. The barrel cactus fruit starts out green in color, but slowly turns yellow as it ripens. The fruit actually looks like a very small pineapple. In springtime, most species develop a beautiful crown of yellow, green or red flowers that encircle the top of the stem. These blossoms give way to small oblong-shaped fruits with a golden pinkish exterior, topped with the remnants of dried petals. The seeds can be removed, dried, and toasted. They are a great addition to breads, yogurt, and granola.
Saguaro. These are very tall cactus that can grow up to 45 feet tall and live more than 200 years. In May they produce white flowers with the yellow shade in the center of it. From early spring they bear edible large pink and red fruit. They usually produce little red berries. Their taste resembles the taste of strawberries, and they are a very good source of vitamin C and A. They produce edible white flowers with yellow centers in the early spring and bear edible large pink and red fruit during the next couple of months. You can also benefit from the spongy, fibrous interior that acts as a sponge for storing the water in the plant. You can eat it and extract the water from it to survive. Like the prickly pear, the fruit ripens from green to red. When it is completely ripe, the fruit will split open, exposing the bright, deliciously red flesh. Like the dragon fruit, it also contains many small black seeds. To harvest this fruit, you will need a pole that is 15 to 30 feet long that can knock the fruits off the top of the cactus. The fruit can also be used raw to make fruit salsa, and the seeds can be saved and dried for grinding into flour.
The fruit of the prickly pear grow from the flat prickly pads of the cactus. These prickly pads are also edible, but most people stick to the fruit. You will need to remove the spines covering prickly pear pads. Scorch them from the pads with fire or peel with a knife. The fruit is about 85% water and has a high sugar and fiber content. The pads are often boiled or eaten raw in salads. The flowers are a beautiful dark pink color and are edible as well. The fruits, oddly enough called tuna, are actually tasty. As the fruit ripens, it goes from green to various shades of orange to red. The green fruits are a bit tart, while the red ones are very sweet. They're fruity tasting and are often dried and candied, but they're good raw. Make sure you wear protective leather gloves or use a thick towel when handling the thorny fruit and pads. Make sure the skin of the fruit is peeled before consumption. Prickly pear is rich in essential calcium, potassium, iron, vitamin A, and vitamin C.
Dragon fruit is also known as strawberry pear or pitaya. The flower opens at night where it is pollinated. There are different types of dragon fruit. The three main ones are 1. Pitaya blanca with pink, red skin, white flesh, and black seeds. 2. Pitaya roja with pink, red skin, red flesh, and black seeds. 3. Pitaya amarilla yellow skin, white flesh, and black seeds. To prepare, all you have to do is cut the fruit in half lengthwise and scoop out the fleshy goodness that lies within using a spoon. The flesh may be white or pink in color and contains tiny black seeds that are reminiscent of kiwi fruit. The skin is not edible. Dragon fruit can be eaten raw or put in smoothies. The unopened flower buds can also be eaten and are typically cooked like vegetables. Dragon fruit is a good source of vitamin C and vitamin A, as well as minerals like calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus. It is a low-calorie fruit that contains less sugar and fewer carbs than many other tropical fruits, making it a great diet food.
The agave species is known for its architectural foliage available in a variety of colors. Some stay small enough for a pot, others send flower spikes that can reach heights of 30 feet when in bloom. The succulent leaves of most agave species have sharp marginal teeth, an extremely sharp terminal spine, and are very fibrous inside. The stout stem is usually extremely short, which may make the plant appear as though it is stemless. Parts of the plant can be made into agave nectar, tequila, and the fiber known as sisal. Agave plants look sort of like aloe and vary in color from almost blue to bright or dark green. The entire plant, including leaves, flowers, stalks and seeds, are edible. They look like a small shrub and can grow up to 2 feet. They have been used to make string, baskets, rope and shoes. They usually produce little red berries. Their taste resembles the taste of strawberries and they are a very good source of vitamin C and A.
Chala cactus represent more than 20 species. Chala is a term applied to various shrubby cacti of this genus with cylindrical stems composed of segmented joints. Chalas may appear as ground creepers, shrubs or trees, varying in height from less than a foot to as much as 15 feet. The living plants serve as food for desert livestock, and chala wood, a hollow cylinder with regularly spaced holes, is used for fuel and novelties. Some chala fruit is edible. The plant is bushy and covered in spikes that can be quite painful to touch. The flowers and seeds are edible and nutritious. Be careful harvesting the flowers, but don't pass them by just because they look intimidating. Most chala cactus have orange or greenish-yellow flowers with a variety of colors.
Yucca plants are made of many spiky leaves that fan into a round plant. Many species also bear edible parts, including fruits, seeds, flowers, flowering stems, and more rarely roots. They grow fruit in the summertime that's great grilled or eaten raw. The leaves are oily and can be eaten by removing the outer skin and boiling the insides. You could eat it raw. The roots of the plant and tender tips of the stems are edible too. If you do eat the roots, they contain saponin, which can be toxic in large amounts. You can boil them to remove most of the saponin. Some yuccas store water in thick, fleshy leaves or in their thick roots. The fibers can be used to make cordage, be it sewing thread or rope. The flower petals are edible. The petals are blanched for 5 minutes and then cooked. They can be boiled and eaten with lemon juice.
Sodol plants live among the desert's rare grasslands, on slopes. Its upright, sword-shaped leaves resemble a yucca, but they curve inward at the base, giving them the name desert spoon. The dark green-gray leaves are slender and adorned with sharp teeth at the edges. The flowers are creamy white and attract a lot of bees. Bloom period is spring to summer and the resulting fruit is a 3-winged shell. It has many uses as a fermented drink, building material, and making fabric. The ball core is the main edible part of the plant, although the base of the plant's leaves may also be eaten. Dig the heart of the ball out with a stick before cooking for several days until the bitterness disappears. The spoon-like base of the leaf was roasted and then pounded into cakes that were eaten fresh or dried.
Mesquite is the most common shrub, small tree of the desert southwest. They bear flowers that have 5 petals, then produce abundant large seed pods that serve as a nutritious food source for wildlife. There are 3 common species of mesquite: honey mesquite, Scroobian mesquite and velvet mesquite. They not only produce beans and blooms that attract wildlife, they provide perches and nesting sites for birds, including hummingbirds. Mesquite trees produce cases that look similar to beans. You can dry them and pound them into a flour that can be blended with water to be eaten crude or heated into a cake. The mesquite beans can be roasted or boiled. It can replace coffee. Its wood served artisans in the crafting of furniture, flooring, paneling and sculpture.
Desert chia is an herb closely related to the popular chia seeds we know. It grows close to the ground, perhaps 10 inches to 2 feet tall, producing only 1 to several flower balls per plant. The seeds are edible and highly nutritious. The seeds can be used in a similar way as the common chia. You can grind the seeds and mix it into water to make a thick beverage. You can also dry the seeds to make cakes or add to wheat to improve flavor. Use the leaves as a spice, much as you would garden sage. Perfect for flavoring soups, dicing and adding to sautéed dishes, pastas. Seeds can also be ground and used as a spice. Leaves can also be used for tea. Now you have 10 more ways to survive in the desert.